Hello and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit, finish a model kit, start a new model kit, and of course, hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, and of course, if you're a Tier 2 subscriber, you have the blue emote. If you're currently a subscriber, you can apply with set emotes. If you're not currently a subscriber, you can just say hi. You can use other people's emotes. Sazabi is here. Saying they were first and asking if I'm getting the LO booster to go with the escape list. No, I'm not going to get a booster for this kit. I like it the way it is. I think that's fine. I don't often generally go in for boosters or bonuses or extras, but I can appreciate them. They're just not really for me. Lashbrook is here. Welcome, Lashbrook. I did just purchase a model kit. Put a model kit purchase in there. Oh, it's another suit. Oh, to go with. Okay. I'm sorry. I thought booster. You were speaking to the bone extra stuff. Oh, it's an upgraded Geminus Unit 1. Okay, yeah. No, I'm also not getting that. So, the Jake is a lie is following. Okay, so the Aesculapius is Unit 2. Okay, that makes sense. I understand what you're saying. Thank you for the follow. The Jake is a lie. I appreciate that. So I did pick up a model kit. Premium Bandai. They put some stuff up. Now, this kit that I've been working on here, that we are finishing tonight, and also, Jake is the Jake is a lie. Just subscribe with Prime. Thank you so much. Let's hit the applause there. Thank you very much for doing that. Welcome. When we can throw the emotes in the chat, welcome you. I appreciate you using your Prime Gaming token. Thanks for being here. And then I got to upgrade. We are currently at 39 out of 40 subscribers. The goal is to hit 40. Of course, we will, we'll move the goalposts longer there, but the immediate goal is, of course, to get to 40. It's a good payout number. So, first, Premium Bandai put a bunch of stuff up literally minutes ago. They put up this kit that I'm currently finishing tonight, the Aesculapius. The Aesculapius is up for pre-order. If you missed it the last time, I think this kit is very cool. It's a Gemini with a Zagok on top of it. It's nonsense. I think it's fun. I like the idea of shoulders that fold down into being claw arms. That's silly in a way that I can appreciate. But I didn't pick that up. I already picked it up, so I didn't pick it up again. What did I pick up? Did I look at that master grade of the, weird legged, spidery ball? Yes. Did I get that? No. I got the Red Rider. Because, let's be honest, folks, I've already built the White Rider and the Black Rider on stream, and those kits were fun. A lot of stickers, but fun. Why wouldn't I pick up a kit with a giant sword that is also red? I love a red mobile suit. I think the idea of that is very fun. I think the design looks cool. And as I said, as you can see in the photo, it's got a giant red sword. The sword is as big as the model kit, just about, and that's very much what I want. Also, it was fairly inexpensive as far as high grades go, and it's nice to spend to buy a high grade that's not incredibly expensive. So that's the kit I ended up picking up, or I went with. Will I look later when my financial situation, Lord Crashington, is a little better? Will I look at some other pre-orders and see if any of those spark my interest? Yeah, I'm sure I will. I am sure that in a couple weeks, when the financial situation for me is maybe a little better, I'll get into it, or I'll get back to it maybe and pick up pre-order something else. That's totally possible. But right now, I just one kit. I'm going to pre-order one kit that will be here in December, which is also good because even if it gets postponed, it won't be postponed too much. Premium Bandai has also been very good about actually getting those kits out, whereas, hey, Jam's here. Welcome, Jam. The God Gundam, Gundam Planet says the God Gundam Real Grade is now going to be shipped in October. That is, I believe, the second time that it has been delayed. I know that's not on Gundam Planet. I understand that. But it's still annoying that this real grade that I very much want to purchase or want to build that I have paid for it just gets delayed a lot. I understand why. I'm not mad at anyone. I'm just annoyed. You know what I mean? Aristofan throwing in the emotes. Welcome, welcome, Aristofan. Happy to have you here. So yeah, so that's like I bought a model kit. As you can see, I pre-ordered the Red Rider. Got a big sword, good colors. Gonna build that. The Black Rider and the White Rider were both fun. A lot of stickers, but fun. So this one looks like it also will have some stickers, but maybe not as many. I hope it doesn't throw off the Real Great Gao Gaigar. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, the Raider Gundam got postponed, but now it looks like it actually is coming out soon. Like, I think I got a notice about that. Let me see if I can find that email about the my Raider, the Raider full mechanics, because I do want to build another full mechanics. Let's see. Raider. Did I get that? I can't find that, but I thought I had a USA Gundam Store email about that. Let me see. Let me try. I'm looking at my USA Gundam Store emails to see if, like, I don't know. Anyway, I think that's actually going to come at some point. Or maybe it was the Gundam HG that's coming. I think that's what it is. It's the master grade of the old stock of the Gundam HG Dark Hound master grade. Raiders been outside for been out in Japan for a bit. Outside releases delayed. Yes, yeah. So, all the Pale Rider kits have a lot of stickers. They do. We've built the black and the white on stream, and they both had lots because the Pale Rider was a premium. It was the first like ground up premium. So all the other ones are based on that, and of course we'll have a lot of stickers. Yeah, the reissue kits take a while. I mean, look. The Heavy Arms Endless Waltz Master Grade reissue from Premium Bandai, they gave me a when it'll ship date, which is soon. So expect that to be here in August or the end of July. I will have the Heavy Arms, the Endless Waltz Heavy Arms Master Grade, which I have never built because it was always several $100s. It was expensive, but totally worth picking up. And then maybe the official Bandai part separator will actually get here in July because it was supposed to be a June release, and then Gundam Planet says it is a July release. So we'll see if at some point this month I get that part separator, which would just be nice to have. I have tools, but it'd be nice to have that, and I also want to be able to tell people about it for stream purposes, and maybe I'll make a YouTube video about it. I think that would be fun. But yeah, the Red Rider is probably going to have a bunch of stickers on it. Yes. Supernova makes those Endless Waltz Gundams more detailed for a lot less. But that would be me doing, not doing what I would want to do. I want to build that Endless Waltz Master Grade because it's the only Endless Waltz it's one of two Endless Waltz Master Grades that I've never built. The other one being the Sandrock. But I don't love the Sandrock in any capacity, so I never built that Heavy Arms. It's a kit that I have coveted for a long time, so I have purchased the Bandai one. Other people can make other choices, and they are welcome to those choices. But that is what I want to make. Because it is the only one that I have never built in that master grade. I have built all of them in high grade. The Nanaku was another one that I never built, but I ended up getting that last year from Premium Bandai. The Supernova Heavy Arms has 4 Gatling guns instead of 2. But it's the Endless Waltz one, so it has 2 doubles. That's what the Endless Waltz one is, and it's you can put 2 per arm. See, but that's not. I don't want that. I don't know what you're like. That's not the kit. You know what I mean? It's not. Yeah, but it's not what I don't want that. That's not the Endless Waltz kit. To each their own. But I don't like. If I want to get the manga version, I will get the manga version. I have that on my wish list for the Engel unit. But like I don't want some company being like, we're making a better version. That doesn't appeal to me at all. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe you don't, but that's neither here nor there. I gotta reply to my tweet. We're gonna get into some model kit building, and then we'll get into building here. We're gonna retweet my tweet with the thing there. We're gonna get into these escape lists. We have to. That's one hell of a hat. It is. It is a hat. Someone replying to my tweet about the Raphael, which is the kit we'll be starting from 00 Trailblazers, I believe, which is just like the backpack is so big that it's also the shoulders, which is a very fun combination of things. We'll get into that. Let's go over to the overhead here. So I gotta do some panel lining. No, not panel. We gotta do finish the assembly. I've got our waist here. We have our legs. We got to put the side skirts on. Then we can fully assemble this kit. And once this kit is fully assembled, then we can work on the backpack, which is also the helmet, the face, like the cover in the transformation. So we'll be working on that next. We can fully assemble this kit finally for a high grade. This is a very detailed kit that I very much enjoyed. Again, as I said, this is up for pre-order again on Premium Bandai today, and I would recommend it if you're looking for a kit that has like a lot of purple and feels like it's a mobile suit with like, or a Gundam with like the outer shell of another mobile suit, and that's something that appeals to you. This is a pretty great kit. I'm just gonna say. Oh yeah, that does sound kind of neat to take a look at. Oh, I'm gonna clean this up. This got a little too much panel lining on here. So we're gonna try to finish this kit up, and then we're gonna start the Raphael, which I'll just show you a quick photo here of the Raphael. As I said, its backpack is so big that it's basically a hat. It's a big hat. This kit just has a big hat on it. Gonna need a stand for that. Gonna have to bust out a stand because that is not going to stand up on its own power. That's gonna be a top-heavy kit. All right, so now let's get our legs on here, and then we'll do the backpack, and of course take a photo, and then the transformation, and then take another photo. This kit does have weapons. Doesn't really need it when it has big claws that go over its arms. No, but it does have weapons, so we will build those. Compose essentially a PG Heavy Arms custom. Yeah, those are to me, those are always interesting as concepts, but also kind of hit or miss. I am not saying that Bandai straight is 100% and that other companies that are just doing things on their own can't be good. I'm not saying either of those things, but I am saying that, like, I don't know, like I said, it's not like they strike home runs every time, but I am generally pretty pleased with kits that I'm getting through Bandai, and I'm not particularly interested. The main reason that I'm not interested in other companies that are building their own, this is definitely a Bandai kits, is the expense for the question mark of quality, both the finished product and also the build quality, and then also because I am someone that is building things that people look. There are people that watch what I do here who are way more knowledgeable about building and better builders than I am. And I appreciate them spending some time with me. But there are also people who are here because they know me from comedy or from PAX stuff or from being a friend of various bigger entities that they know and like, or they got recommended this, or they're just interested in the hobby and saw someone retweet me or something like that. And for those folks, I just want to build stuff that I feel comfortable building. There have been times where I have built a thing that I was very unhappy with while I was building it, and I generally don't enjoy that vibe that I put out there when I am frustrated with the thing that I am building. I don't like feeling that way because there's a lot of other stuff going on while I'm building. That being like frustrated with what I'm building is not. It's just not something that I'm really interested at this point. And again, sometimes I get a Bandai kit that I'm like, this is not fun. I wish this was a better experience. All right, so you want me to put the PC1 in there first. So PC1 is here. I'm going to say that's there. Then I need PC Polycap 7. You want over there. And then Polycaps 3 on the other side. That sounds good. Okay, so I'll say this now, folks. My apologies. There will not be my usual stream of in the second hour after I am done talking about do my pause for the cause, which will obviously come up at a certain point. I won't be talking about the recent releases of anime, specifically because of I had a very busy day today. I had some work deadlines that I had to get done. And both of the shows that in my Tuesday, Wednesday schedule, basically any anime that airs between between Tuesday, when the Monday stream is done, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Both of the shows that I would normally cover are Thursday episodes, and I just did not have time to watch them. So I could not, which I'm frustrated by because I do like to talk about the shows, and they are new, and both of those shows, it was their second episode, and so I wanted to kind of talk about that, and I also enjoy watching anime, so I was I wanted to kind of chat about them. So we won't have that in the second hour, so my apologies for that. Part of why I was busy was work, but also because I got a few people asking me for a statement on recent developments, to which I said, no thank you, but I will, because that's a weird thing to ask me for, because I'm very unrelated to it. But basically, I've been around on the internet long enough that and in cool circles long enough that sometimes people want information from me that they need. I tweeted about this. There are recent developments. Yes, Jesse, there have been some recent developments of some things. So sometimes people DM me, and I kind of subtweeted last night about this. Not kind of. I definitely subtweeted about this last night. That people like to ask. Sometimes people like to DM me because my DMs are open, and they like to ask me very personal questions about things that, if I knew the answers to them, why would I tell you? Who are you? Why would you need to know any of the things that you were asking me about? That's my general thoughts on that. Now, are some of these things fairly recently? Because I am a mod in his Twitch, and I am a mod on his Patreon, required to be a patron to get into Discord, for Jeff Gersman. I will get a few questions about Jeff. Now, do you think, as a reasonable person that is watching my stream, that I would answer, if I had the knowledge, that I would answer a random person's question about Jeff's Patreon, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube career as a solo content creator? If I would answer questions about it that Jeff hasn't answered. And if you know me well enough, you know, no. If I had those answers, I wouldn't supply them to a stranger who was asking me about them. That would be nonsensical for me to do that. I still get those questions from people because, yeah, why would I? Because, like, and I understand Jeff is a public figure. He has been a public figure for many, many years. And also, people associate him with good times they had in their life. Maybe now, maybe in the past, maybe as of a couple weeks ago. And there is a feeling of wanting to know what's going on in ways that they don't need to know. And there's also a bit of ownership, which is always a rough thing, and we should endeavor. Hey, Harold. I'm just kind of like, in general, talking about how people sometimes like to ask me questions that they don't need to have the answers to, but they ask me as if I would supply those answers if I had them. And it's just nonsense. It's one thing if, like, let's say somebody that, like, knows him and knows me, but doesn't want to be like, hey, dude, what's going on? Are you okay? So they'll reach out to me. If that's the case, if it's a mutual, like, sure. Be like, hey, do you know what's going on with this? Because, like, I don't know what's going on with this. The downside of parasocial relationships. Indeed, Lord Krishna. Like, I think that's, like, people haven't done that, but, like, in other instances, people have done that. You know who people have done that? People that know that I have friends at, that used to work for a comic book publisher and don't anymore. I had a few people being like, hey, do you know what's going on with that? And we were like mutual friends. And I was willing to be like, well, I don't know a whole lot because I haven't talked to some of the people involved in this, but here's what I do know. And here is some conjecture because I certainly have that. But those are people I'm friends with. These are not strangers. If a stranger was like, hey, do you know what's going on at Oni dash Lion Forge? I would say, here is a write-up from... here's the Newsarama write-up from Games Radar. And maybe that will help you. You can ask me... You all can ask me anything about what I know about things. Well, there you go. So anyway... and I got, this comes up, one, because of the ongoing people asking me things about Jeff, because they really want to know, as if I would tell them. And then also, I did hear from a reporter today asking for my thoughts on, because I tweeted out, here are my thoughts on... Oni seems fucked. And so somebody was like, hey, I know that you're friends with some people that got laid off at the end of June. Would you be willing to be like, go on the record and talk to me about it? And I was like, no. What? No, I'm just a dude. No thanks. It's like, well, I can tell you that one of the people you're asking about, I sent a text message to you going, hey, man, I know you got a lot going on right now, but hopefully we can see each other in 2022. To which he replied, smiley face emoticon. So, like, do you want to print that on your website? When reached for comment, Pat Baer said, I talked to a friend and he sent me a smiley face emote because I'm a supportive friend. Like, I don't know what else you want from me. Your BFFs, yeah. Yeah, I mean, some people are doing that. Like, you know, you can read my tweets. Like, okay, so basically, we'll talk about this thing. So, a couple years ago, Oni merged with Lion Force. Two small publishers. Now, did they actually merge? Kind of. Were they purchased by the same group at the same time, but went with the idea that the two companies have been merged when really Lion Forge at the behest of the people that were buying Lion Forge purchased Oni? Yes, that is actually what happened. So, As I work on this backpack, I will talk about the news. So that is what happened. This is a couple years ago. Now, when that happened, layoffs happen because when you take two companies that are about the same size, producing similar but not exactly the same content, when you merge them together, you don't need all of those employees anymore. I mean, you do, but you don't. So you let people go. Now, were almost all of the people let go Lion Forge employees that probably had better deals than the Oni employees? Yes. Were most of the people that were laid off in 2019 marginalized folks, including people of color, black people, women? Yes. Was the only person laid off on Oni's side somebody that wasn't any of those things, but maybe has a case for that layoff was not about like redundancy in their job and maybe about like personal issues? Yes. And I won't say anything more about that part because that part is messy in a way that I don't want to get into. But anyway, it was bad. People were like mad at Oni, which like on the one hand, fair, be mad at a company. On the other hand, it really did feel like the people that had purchased Oni and Lion Forge were cleaning house in a way that felt bad. So anyway, then there's a new company called Oni Lion Forge Publishing LLC. Polarity Limited is the group that acquired both companies. They acquired one, acquired the other, and then they decided to merge it instead of going with the name of Oni, which has existed for, as of this year, 25 years. Or if they were going to go with just Lion Forge. What they ended up doing is Lion Forge is like the main thing, but they keep the Oni name so they get the best of both worlds. Anyway, the end of June, they laid off two of the oldest employees at the company, longest running employees of the company, which is James Lucas Jones, who was the publisher of it. He had moved into the publisher role. And my buddy Charlie Chu, my good friend Charlie, who was basically their like TV and movies guy. He had a lot of roles in the company. He would be the guy that like went to PAX to like have meetings and talk to people. Charlie did a lot to like work out the deal to maybe get to hey, one of the reasons we might suddenly have gotten to play that Ubisoft game with Scott Pilgrim might have had a little something to do with our boy Charlie Chu, because Scott Pilgrim, the comics, are tied up with Oni, and that's one of the parties that had to be like, hey. He did a bunch of stuff. Oni is the company that published Scott Pilgrim. Yes. Oni published Scott Pilgrim, which was huge for them. They publish a lot. They have the Rick and Morty license, and they just print money with the Rick and Morty license, and which allows them to make queer shit. Really fucking good queer shit, like Black Mage, which is what if Harry Potter was black and went to a predominantly white wizarding school? It fucking kicks ass. Black Mage rules. But like, they do very cool shit and very good, important stuff. And they are definitely want you to think that everyone who was a part of anything cool for Oni is still there, even though clearly they are not. I will talk about Unity in a little bit. So thank you for asking a question. Thank you for using your channel points for that. I will get to that. I don't have as many thoughts about that, but I do have some thoughts about it. I should also say at this point, I am friends with Charlie. I have a very nice relationship with James. Oni got me passes to New York Comic Con in exchange for some work I did for them. They also paid for my flight and badges for San Diego Comic Con one year in exchange for me doing interviews for them. They are really great. Their head of their like con group also made it possible for me one year at PAX West. They packed up on their because they were going to ship some freight to New York Comic Con, which was a month later, they freighted leftover T-shirts from League of Heels at a PAX West one year, so I didn't have to ship them myself. And they did not have to do that. It was very kind of them. That it was somebody who is still an employee there, so I will not say their name. But anyway, so they got they laid off two of the longest running people at Oni at the end of June, and it was like, what the fuck? And then let's see. Then we've got their sales manager, who got hired in 2021, and then two senior editors, who are both women, one of whom is a woman of color. And then also the vice president of sales and marketing got laid off, who also got hired in 2021 when the previous person that did that was laid off. Also, this week, before this last round of layoffs happened, Oni announced, hey, we're giving up our booth at Comic-Con this year, San Diego Comic-Con. We're not going to do it. And then eventually, they never put out a press release saying, oh, also, we're not going to do the two panels we're going to do. They were like, we're not going to have a physical presence in a booth this year, but we are going to be around, and Oni will be represented. And they kind of alluded to the fact that there'll be panels, but the two panels, both panels, were being run by James and Charlie, who don't work there anymore. So they weren't going to do panels. Clearly. And eventually they're not on the website anymore. So that happened, and people were like, hey, that seems bad. That seems like a bad thing when you're not going to be at the biggest American industry events for comics. That seems very bad. And then these layoffs happened here. So what happens with this? One of the reasons why this is fucked is because a bunch of editors don't have a job anymore, and people who need those editors, people who are under contract with Oni, don't know who to talk to about their comics, be it almost ready to come out, in the early stages, whatever. Their contacts are gone, and no one has contacted them to be like, hey, we understand that this is a weird time, but here is some information that would be helpful to you. That fucking hasn't happened yet. So everyone's... people are mad because, again, also the press release that Oni put out is we made these steps to include for our long-term success and continuation, and these initiatives will allow us to continue to be the diverse and inclusive company that you've all loved. And it's like, will you just keep getting rid of anyone who's diverse in your company? Should be clear. This is a continued thing. And then also, all these comics creators are like, and so some people are like, hey, what you should do, friends, is see if you can get out of your contracts. That's the big one right now. It's have your lawyer look if you have any out clauses on your contracts. See if you can use this to get out of it, because it very much feels like Oni, this is conjecture on my part. Conjecture. This is my gut feeling, with no knowledge of the events that led to any of this and no insider information present. Disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. This fucking clearly feels like they're cleaning house of people that make a lot of money so that they can make the books look like it's more of a profitable venture, because my guess is that Polarity Ltd. Is looking to sell the publishing group Oni Lion Forge Publishing. That is my gut, is they are looking to sell, and so they are getting rid of people who cost a lot of fucking money to keep there. And everything's a business, but there are good businesses and bad businesses, and this feels like some bad business. That's just my feeling on it. Again, that last part is conjecture on my part. I cannot speak to any actual dealings or goings on there. And also, again, biases that I am good friends with somebody that let go there. Also, again, the person I did not shout out that has helped me out tremendously is, as far as I know, as far as I can tell, still an employee there. And so I do not want to say things to that might put him in hot water, who I have not reached out to. But still think is rad. It's a shame. That's a fun company with some great people that have put out some stellar goddamn books and cool games. They started like doing like tabletop. They have a tabletop division. And now someone is currently writing sources sort of familiar with the company line of thinking have said, yes, yeah, that's how you end up with that kind of stuff, right? Like, that's why I'm saying disclaimer. Someone pulls this out of the VOD or clips it or something. I'm making conjecture based on previous experiences in industries. Gonna end up in dirt sheets. Yes. I'm still mad that they didn't cover his first stream back as himself, where he was saying how Kevin Owens rules. I was like, oh, someone should just clip that. Come on, please quote that. According to like Jeff, here's some Jeff Hardy dirt from Dan Reichert. His Wi-Fi is bad, and it's tough for him to be. It's tough to having him as a podcast guest. I was like, come on, it's right there. It said they picked up the min-max stuff, and I was like, ah. But anyway, I'm not making any official statements on Oni. It feels very weird for me to even be in a position where someone would ask me that. Jetsu says, my small foray in the writing on the internet business made me familiar with this line of writing news. Yeah, a lot of it that is that. It's like people say some stuff and then it gets taken out of context, or it fits into a story and it makes it look like it's more official than it is. I remember I was reading a message board. This was years ago. This is actually pre-Discord being a thing that everyone used. But I was on a message board killing some time before a WWE pay-per-view, and I was at a friend's house who was at the time a WWE employee. He worked in Stamford but commuted to New York. Or he lived in New York and commuted to Stamford. That's what I should have said. And we were over at his house. We were going to watch the pay-per-view. We're hanging out. And I read the sentence, sources backstage say there were a lot of former WWE talent in the building tonight, including Mick Foley. And I was like, oh, that's fun. And then, 5 minutes after that, the man that walked into the door to sit down and watch the pay-per-view with us was indeed Mick Foley. Because my friend was going to be doing some work with Mick, helping him get set up for some stand-up dates for his tours. And that just made me laugh so much that I was like, well, according to the dirt sheets, you're backstage, and so I guess that makes this WWE backstage. It was very fun. It was just like, all right, well, take everything with a grain of salt. Yes, Mrs. Foley's baby boy hung out with us and watched a wrestling pay-per-view, which was fun. Was that might have been Daniel Bryan winning Money in the Bank. It might have been that. If it wasn't that, it was around that time period. That'll tell you where it was about time-wise. But I think it might have actually been that show, which was, of course, fucking cool as hell. That might have been that. Yes. And now we'll get the part that looks like it should go on the chest of a kit, but it will in a different way. We'll get this together here. We're almost done with the backpack on this kit. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not talking out of turn by saying that Mick Foley has trouble walking around. That's not me talking out of turn. If you just see the man, you would know. Oh, that guy has trouble moving around on his own power. His body is Apparently, jumping off the ring apron to the concrete floor for an elbow drop is bad for your body. The pads do nothing. So Sazabi, Mick Foley wrestled for the WWE for many, many years under his own name, under the name Mankind. In the territories and WCW, he wrestled as Cactus Jack. For a brief period, he was a wrestler known as Do Love, but everybody knew that was Mick Foley, and it was a rib because that was a character he had created in like his head as like the kind of wrestler he wanted to be when he grew up, and then they just like had him do it. But Mick Foley, he's the guy that got pushed off the top of the Hell in a Cell and fell off the top of it into the announce table and through the announce table, to which good old JR, ring announcer, said, "My God, he's broken in half." Mick Foley put his body on the line, and he is a great man with a lot of heart and legitimately a good wrestler and a good storyteller. Yes, one of the most iconic. Even though him getting chokeslammed through the top of the cage to the ring is more damaging because of the way he landed and the chair that was there. Much more devastating, actually. But still just complete another wonderful nonsense. Not wonderful, but nonsense, at least. There was something, I can't remember Lord Crashing said, but there were many things that made that bad news. All right, so I got to put a sticker on this here. One of our last stickers, we got a gun sticker, and then we've got the Zagok helmet sticker. Let's go on there, so we'll apply the sticker. So anyway, Oni, that's bad news. I don't have a lot to say about the Unity merging with a malware company. Other than John Riccatello was not the kind of hire that employees of Unity were looking for. I think it's been very clear that he is not the person that like they were hoping for to come in and like turn that company around. His comments are obvious where his attention lies as somebody working at Unity. It makes total sense why people are having their whole teams learn Unreal and moving away from Unity in general. And he did not assuage any of those feelings that, actually, what if this is a bad thing to be working on? In general, that's my general feeling about that, and this current like merger that they're doing with Adware is like, yeah, of course, a fucking course. What else? Unity stock dropped so low yesterday, right after the announcement. Their stock value dropped from like 60, 70, 30. Yeah, because like it's. People are just like outright nervous of like what this is going to mean for the company and what the direction of the company is going to be. So people are like, oof, this is not it's one of those things where it's like, better or worse, it's not a cool merger. You can just say like, this is not cool. People are not like psyched about this shit. Does not, as some people would say, as some Brits might say, it does not get the cat excited, and you want the cat excited. It turns out you want the cat excited. Unity is also a major engine a lot of people use because it's free. Yes, but their support at this point has been so bad because of rounds of layoffs that people are going, well, it's actually not worth free anymore. Now, this is not everybody. That's not a universal statement. That is from what I hear from many people who are like, not worth it. Yes, indeed. All right, we've got some time to talk about some things like just in general. So like I said, part of my day was dealing with some weird shit. I'm gonna give you a quick hit. WWE Raw. There was a story going around that not both their programs, not SmackDown, but Raw was going to be going TV 14 instead of TV PG. Now we're hearing that could happen, but isn't going to happen on Monday. And so some people were like, "Oh, the Attitude Era, or like whatever, the Attitude Era is back." And I was just like, "No, I would like it if Kevin Owens could say fuck once in a while. That'd be pretty cool." I don't think Kevin Owens is going to be able to say fuck once in a while, or like threaten to murder someone. That's not going to happen in the context of being a wrestler. Many fun jokes about NDAs and all kinds of other things in those statements, but in general, it was one of those things where like people were like, "This is happening," and then people were like, "This is not happening." So who knows? How is Edge allowed to be on TV if the rating isn't raised? Indeed, Lord Crash did it. Edge can't come back until they raise the rating because he's rated R superstar. Let's see other small things because we got. Look, I can't talk. I can talk about anime. I don't have new anime episodes to talk about. So the second hour, I have another topic to talk about there, which I won't say now because we'll start talking about it now. But this is post Pause for the Cause. I have a article to talk about a video game franchise. So quick hits. Bayonetta 3 is going to have an angel mode. Something I forget the exact term they used. Basically, they're putting in like a more clothes option, or as some people will call it, the censorship mode. Sazabi, there was a whole thing where Naive Angel, thank you. There was a whole thing with Edge, the wrestler, where he's under the big thing. There's gonna be a live sex celebration with his girlfriend, who was also a wrestler. They didn't have sex, but they were on a bed and the lighting was dark, and then they were under the sheets, and then it was implied that they were having sex, and it was one of those things where like on paper that's a titillating thing that may get people talking, but then like you have to like follow through on it, and there's no good way to do that. It just didn't work. But anyway, Bayonetta 3 is going to have Naive Angel mode, which is just more clothes. And the people you would expect to be upset about that are upset about that. Now, I should say, this isn't like the English localization is going to have like, they made this 13-year-old character 18, or they added a skirt to this thing, or they downplayed this, or like they took out the dialogue that made you think that these characters were in a relationship, because what the fuck? It's not that. It's none of that quote-unquote censorship, which is just localization for a different market. This is the developers being like, hey, we know this game is horny. Here's a way to make it a little less horny. And then the usual suspects were like, this is censorship. And it's like, it's not. It's a mode. If it was the only way, if they were like, if they came out and said, we were going to make it like this, and then last minute we changed our mind, and now we're doing it like this. If Naive Angel was the default, and you had to unlock the other mode or something, I could see some people being like, oh, that's kind of a bummer. But instead, it's just like, hey, we did a thing. Ha ha ha. And people are like, ah. And by people, I mean a few weirdos. But it's very funny because they, of course, the people you expect to be mad in this kind of situation are indeed mad in this situation. Nonsense, whatever. They're loud. Yeah, Stevie, the loud yet vocal minority. Yeah, I mean, like, because most people are just gonna be like, oh, cool. they're talking about Bayonetta 3, a game that, like, we haven't heard a lot about in a little while, and I'm excited to play that game. Like, some people were just like, hell yeah. Oh, yeah, all right, well, I'm going to allow you to say the perverts in chat. I feel like 2 overall was less horny than 1 anyways. Yeah. Which is fine. Or bad. I don't care. Corrupted Chaos is following. Thank you for the follow, Corrupted Chaos. Appreciate that. Welcome to the old Build With Baer. Happy to have you here. But in general, it's just like, I don't, like, fine. It's not, like I said, it's not like they're like, we're making it less whatever in this game. They're just like, hey, we put a mode in so you can, like, run it. It's like, okay, you can, like, run this mode. Like, also, Naive Angel, it could have been called something so much more annoying. Like, it isn't called girlfriend mode. Like, or, like, it's not called, like, parental mode. It's called Naive Angel, which is at least something. It's something. Like, oh, they could have made it awful, and they didn't, and I appreciate that. Because it could have just been such a terrible thing. I'm not a big fan of the mocking name. I think, like, I don't know. I think this name is fine. I'm open to the more closed idea because that bars me from playing 1 and 2. Yeah, there you go. I don't know. I don't mind the name. I think, like, it's like, oh, you naive angel for thinking for 1. Honestly, that game is still going to be not safe for some. So the idea that it's like we put more clothes on this doesn't actually mean anything. And to me, that's like the other part of the naive is like, oh, you're naive for thinking that this is like going to make this appropriate, that you can just play in your living room and not feel weird when someone walks in and goes like, oh, hey, where are you playing? Like, you're still getting that, friendos. That's still coming. So, like, that ain't fixing that shit. All right, so this will clip in here. Oh, did I put this part on backwards? I did. I put this part on backwards. I gotta fix it. But anyway, I'm not bent out of shape about that. I do think it's funny that people are mad. Hey, did you know that GameStop has an NFT marketplace now? Like, in the year 2022, they were like, you know what we need to do? An NFT marketplace. And it's not doing terrible, all things considered. It's not doing great because it's an NFT marketplace in 2022, but it's actually not doing, like, that bad, but it's certainly not doing as good as they wanted to do. And I just think it's very funny that, like, GameStop was so mad that they got memed, and it was, like, positive. The positive memes, like, made them so unhappy, and they've just seemed to, like, want to, like, just do whatever they can to get away from whatever good vibes were presented to them. It's very funny to me. You haven't talking about getting an NFT since the meme stock thing happened. Oh, yeah, they've been talking about that, yeah. Yeah, it's just nonsense in a way that, like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing over there? What are you doing over there? They posted about it on Facebook. I reported it as a scam. I mean, yeah. Yeah, Harold. You're not wrong. And then finally, quick hit. Hey, Last Call BBS. That was really fun last night. I had a good time playing Last Call BBS on stream with y'all. Thank you to everybody who tuned in last night. That archive is available on... I did not make that available. Did I make that archive available for anybody to look at? I didn't. It is currently now publicly available on my YouTube. And also is available on... I'm just doing it right now. The VODs here. But thank you everybody that watched that stream last night. Building those model kits and painting them was really fun. The digital model kits, that was a good time. So thank you to everybody that hung out for that. That was very fun. I appreciate you checking out the streams. The third kit that I did not build on stream and did not assemble there, I will do most likely on my own time. It will not be a stream thing, but it was really fun. I have not downloaded 1.0 of Power Washing Simulator. That came out today. It went 1.0, and I will check it out, but I have not yet. But I will do that, and I will give you information on that. Next Wednesday, we will be checking out 1.0 of Power Washing Simulator because it'll be out, and it'll probably be the last time we look at it until there is DLC or something that I want to talk about on stream. With y'all, if and when that happens, we'll cover it. But right now, this is probably it. I've been going through my Google Photos, deleting stuff to make space, and I found a photo of a Juggalo in front of a Guy's Fried Chicken in Little Rock, Arkansas. I should probably keep that. Yeah, I think you should keep that, Jatsu. Just got a chance to start it, and I've reset my progress so I can enjoy the whole game again, says Lord Crasher. Well, I will not be resetting my progress before Wednesday's stream because I do want to just have it done. I don't want to start from zero. But I am looking forward to taking a look at the full release of Power Washing Simulator because that's been a really fun game. Lastbrook downloaded it but haven't checked it out because I had a new build project you're starting. Hell yeah, Lastbrook. And also a thunderstorm was rolling through and I had to shut off my computer. Yep, sometimes you just want to turn your computer off because you're like, oh fuck. Things are not good right now. I gotta turn this shit off. All right, so we're going to take a pause for the cause. We're going to come back. We're going to build the gun, which is the last thing that we need to build. We'll take a photo of this kit, and then we will take apart, convert it into the close combat mode, which is all of the cool purple armor showing up on the kit looking different. So we'll get to that in a moment. Ooh, sweating in here. I don't know what's going on. All of a sudden it is warm in here. Hi. Welcome. If you're new, this is the pause for the cause. This is me talking to you for a little bit about ways you can support the channel, which I would love it if you thought about doing. All the things I'm going to talk about here are optional. None of these things are things that you need to do. But if you would like to do them, I would love it because it would benefit me. But you being here means a lot. You watching on YouTube after the fact, what's up YouTube, or you watching here as we're live really means a lot. So I appreciate you being here and watching. If you aren't already following, we had a few new followers tonight. Thank you for that. You can hit the follow button, which is a free way to support what I do and check out what I do here on streams. My 3 times a week model kit building and my 1 time a week something that isn't model kit building, which is almost always gaming. Thank you for that. But yeah, I'm going to talk to you for a few minutes about ways you can support the channel. All these things are optional. First and foremost, if you're currently a subscriber, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, and the if you're our tier 2, you can throw in the blue emote. Jared just raided, so I'm going to keep this conversation very brief. But hello, Raiders. Welcome. Very happy to have you here. Welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name's Pat Baer. I build model kits. I'm almost done with a very cool model kit that's right over here. Good evening. I've been building the Aesculapius, which is a weird name for a model kit. But I've been building that, and we're going to get back to that in a minute. But yeah, I was just telling people ways they can support what I do here, and then we're going to get back to model kit building. So I'm just going to put a couple of links in there. People should check out the fact that I have a YouTube channel, and I post videos there. I post Wednesday videos. Every Wednesday, I do a different thing there. And then every other Monday, coming up next Monday, new video, I do a thing about the world of anime, something from anime I want to talk about. Next week's video is going to be about all of the many isekai, the different world style anime that are out this season. And if I'm going to answer the question, Pat, you watching that? Because I am watching some of them, but not all of them. And I'll explain my reasons why. yeah, so check that out. Check out my YouTube because that's an easy way to support what I do. And I got an Amazon wish list. If you want to see me build a kit that you paid for yourself, you can jump over to my Amazon wish list. That is, take a look at that. Consider buying something from there. If you buy something from that, you can leave a note, and I will shoot a dedicated video on my YouTube about the thing that you purchased. And then I will also, it'll jump the queue if you buy a model kit or a Lego set. That'll be the next thing I build instead of the stuff I'm currently working on, or my backlog, I should say. Ooh, that jumped in price, so we'll move that around. I've got inexpensive model kits, very expensive model kits, things that seem to be very weird and are priced strangely. And I'm like, why is that $43? I don't know, but it is. And also I got some gear, including, I have a third monitor, but my third monitor, if I put my third monitor up, it makes the whole table shake and is a bad time. So I got rid of my third monitor, and instead I have a TV, and I would like to replace that TV with my third monitor. So I put a monitor stand on my wish list because it would be nice to have that, because then I could just have my monitor sit next to me. And that it looks like a nice stand. But it uses the same kind of attachments that I would if I was using 3 monitors at once. And this little TV I'm using is bad for this. This little Samsung. It's bad as a third monitor. It's okay with video, but it's not great. It's my OBS monitor right now. And it's not the same colors. The colors are wrong. It's not good. I want to use my other monitor that I have. Anyway, also I have a Discord. If you want to join my Discord, I post build photos at the end of every stream. People post stuff that they're working on. We just had some lovely posts in there the other day on the Discord. And sometimes people post links of things they think I'd be interested in, and it's helpful and nice of them. And I think that's going to be it. Those are all my plugs. Oh, the only other thing is I'm currently at 39 out of 40 subscribers. 40 is the number I like being at. I would love to be at 50. Let's be real. I would love to be at 50, but 40 is like, ooh. So if you want to become a subscriber, if you have a Prime gaming token that you want to use for me, because you have your Amazon Prime linked with your Twitch, you just throw that token over there. It's free money. Spend Bezos bucks on me, Pat Bear, the person you don't know, but you came on the raid, and I appreciate you being here. Anyway, let's get back to model kit building. But first, I'm going to dramatically transition to the overhead camera while I drink water, because I need to drink some water. So here we go. Also, I hope everybody that came from the raid enjoyed Puppet Jared's 1-year anniversary of streaming. It was the 1-year anniversary, not the flesh man that runs Puppet Jared. That had nothing to do with him. That was just the anniversary of VTuber Puppet. It's a VTuber of a puppet that also has previously been animated in cartoons. It's a lot. There's a lot going on. A lot going on. And comic books, too. A lot going on with there. Tough to explain. Anyway, this is the Aesculapius. It's a model kit that we're going to build a gun for. And then we're going to take a photo. And then the shoulders are going to become armor for the arms and big claws. And the backpack's going to go over the head. And it's going to look like a different kit. It's real weird. And then we're going to start a brand new kit that's like old. It's from 2010. But I recently acquired it. And it's got a backpack that's so big that it looks like it's wearing a hat, which I also enjoy. But let's build this gun. Let's get B out here. All right. Here we go. And it does come with some parts for the shield that the Gemini that this kit is based on used, but we won't be using that because it is unnecessary. So this kit does have extra parts, which happens when you get these weird variations of old model kits. You get extra parts. It's strange. Hey, let's talk about Skate 4. Let's talk about the video game EA is making called Skate 4. That's not actually called Skate 4. Unfortunately, Skate 4 is not Skate. It's not Skate 4. It's Skate. Which is fine. They're going to put out a new Skate game. They're going to call it Skate. That's fine. It's going to be free to play, and there will be microtransactions that will be cosmetic and time savers. It was never called Skate 4. Lastbrook, I know. The new Skate game they were going to be making was never called Skate 4. They were just going to make a Skate game. It just so happens that the Skate game they were going to make, like, people were people wanted a Skate 4 badly for a very long time. And they're not getting Skate 4, they're getting Skate. And it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I'm looking at at least it's not a mobile game. Yes, it's not a mobile game. There was a 20-minute live stream from EA because there have been a lot of leaks about Skate. But this was not leaks. This was them releasing information, which is good. It's good to have information about the thing that you're making that people are like have a lot of interest in knowing about. It's free to play. Let's see. Skate 4 is going to be called Skate. Yep. And it's fictional California-inspired city of San Valona. Okay. Which was Skate 2. And then Skate 3 was Port Cavaton. And then this new one is going to be another California-inspired city called San Vansterdam. And then at some point there was a leak saying that it was going to be called Fun City, and it's not going to be in Fun City, guys. Unfortunately, Fun City is not a real fictional place. It can be if you want it to be, but in this game it's not. Skate is not going to take place in there. But they're like, hey, there's going to be microtransactions. It's going to be on. There will be a mobile version, but it's also going to be playable on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. And then they're like, also, eventually we'll do a mobile, but like that's not our focus. But like, of course they're going to do a mobile, but it's not a mobile exclusive. It's just that they're going to do a mobile port because they want to make money. And because free-to-play games do well on mobile. I don't know if you know this. They do. Let's see. They didn't say whether or not microtransactions will be purely cosmetic, but they were like, oh, yeah, it's going to be cosmetic. And then Kotaku was like, oh, is it purely? And they were like, and then you can... They said that parts of the city won't be gated behind a paywall, and you can't pay your way into a competitive edge. And that's good. And then it's a live service game, because of course it is. Because it's free to play. So they're just going to add more shit. And then also, it's a long ways away. They're not giving a release date. But there might be some play tests coming in the future. And the footage was marked as pre-alpha, which seems like, please don't think this is what the game's going to look like. We're doing our best. We got a lot of demands made on us. Ooh, I forgot 2 parts that go on this kit that I'm going to add in right here. And then we are done with this kit once I add these 2 parts. Anyway, yeah, that's Skate. No mention of Switch. Does EA put a lot of their like multi-platform stuff on Switch these days? I feel like they don't. So I don't know. But yes, they did not mention anything about the Switch as a platform that they would be putting any of their put this game on. Still, it could happen, but they haven't said that. They did not. That was not listed on their platforms that they were talking about. Yeah, just their indie stuff mostly. Yeah, so that's just not a that's just a. I would say don't hold your breath on them doing a Switch release of Skate. Let's see. And then somewhat related, I didn't read. Tony Hawk has done NFTs. It's not fine, but it is a thing we've already known about. But he was talking about some kind of NFT metaverse Tony Hawk shit. It's not Tony Hawk games. It's just Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk is going to be in the metaverse because there are not enough people around Tony Hawk to be like, hey, what? Don't. Which is a shame. You wish that Tony Hawk had more people around him that would be like, what? No, Tony, don't. But they apparently no. A blood-infused skateboard and blood-infused skateboards. Yeah. You know, it's hard. People are going to make their own terrible decisions when it comes to things like that. So you can be disappointed, but I'm not surprised. At this point, I'm never surprised when people are like, yeah, I'm on that. I'm on those things. I'm doing that. I mean, I've said this before. I really do hope that the cartoon with that stars Seth Green's stolen bored ape doesn't actually come out, because a friend of mine, it was cartoon mixed with live action. A friend of mine was in that teaser for it, and I mean, you gotta work, but I'm bummed that he's in it. And I was like, oh, I hope this doesn't come out, because it sucks that I'm gonna hear people talking about it and they're gonna make fun of my friend for being in it. And I was like, oh, you probably shouldn't. Like, I understand wanting to say yes to a Seth Green comedy project. Like, I understand that. People gotta work, people gotta eat, people gotta be in things, but like, yikes. Yeah, Lord Crescent, it's possible that he can maybe recover it, or they'll just use a different bored ape because it's just the animated part of it. It does look very foolish, and it is kind of fucking hilarious that his bored ape got stolen, and so his cartoon / live action cool world style thing is maybe dead in the water because he doesn't have the rights to that bored ape is hilarious, but also, as I said, sad that my friend of mine, maybe he got a backlash, Brooke. I don't know if he did. I just hope that project never comes out because, like, as I said, a friend of mine is involved in it, and I want my friend to be able to do cool shit and not NFT in a thing about an NFT come to life or whatever the fuck that is going to be. All right, I'm going to take a photo of this kid. I'll show you in a second, and then we'll do the transformation. Yeah, exactly. He just gets another one, and then he doesn't fall for scams somehow. That means that he doesn't... I still don't understand how that worked out, but whatever. Rotate the part 9 degrees to push it in. Okay. All right, so I'm going to take a photo of this, then I'm going to transform it into the close combat mode, and then we'll start a brand new kit, because I have a new kit to work on. But I knew we'd finish this tonight, so I'm happy about that. So here is the first version. And now we will transform it. Got to take this gun off. And then I'll do the leg part first. The leg part first is I take the things that are on the back of the leg here, and then okay, so I take this part here, and then I switch this down, and then when I put it like this, yeah. Now the thing that was on the back of the leg becomes knee armor. That's fun. There's a whole industry around stealing NFTs. Yes. Stealing and flipping NFTs is a whole thing that people do, but it is sad when when it's like, look, people parting with their money is for nonsense, and then that being terrible for them is funny. You have to imagine that Seth Green didn't pay for that NFT. Because a lot of the celebrities that we're talking about NFTs were gifted them in order to help promote their NFTs as being like a cool thing that celebrities like. So it is the thing. It's like the other people who got on board, and particularly in the Bored Apes case, it is just like, well, y'all fucked up in general, because those are ugly as hell things that you like suddenly got really into for no good reason. Like, y'all fucked up, but still, I do feel for people. Yes, it sucks for not rich people. Yes, it does suck for people who are like, this is my retirement fund. Instead of the stock market, also, what are you gonna do? I invested my money in NFTs. And you're just like, oh no, don't. You shouldn't have done that. That's a bad call that you made. You did a bad thing. You done did a bad. You made a mistake. And you should feel bad about it. All right. So now our kit has big arms. Now our kit has gone from having big shoulders to having big ass arms. With claws. Big claws. Big claws. And then the last part of the transformation doesn't go over this big head. It has to flip up and then fold over. And then, oops, did that go work right? Why didn't that work right? Oh, this extends down? Nope, yes. This extends down. This. Yep, it goes down. I think this actually needs to come forward more. Why isn't this coming forward more? I feel like I did something wrong here. Oops. Shoot. It's supposed to be like this. Oh, maybe that's it. Oh shit, did I break it? Yep, I did. Well. Okay. So, I did break a piece that is important, and that's bad. So now you get to watch me try to fix the thing that I fucked up, which is fun. It's fun for everybody when you, on stream, fuck up a thing. It's very cool and not embarrassing or annoying. I saw a tweet about a Reddit post where a dude let his 3 kids invest $100 each in crypto, and all of them were down 40 to 60% after a year. Hell yeah. Yup, that seems right on the money and accurate to the current situation that they should be in. All right, so that's that part, and then this part is chest kind of just like exploded as I did this, which is very fun and not at all incredibly frustrating. Oops. Okay, so that goes like that. That goes like that. Yep, this is the chest piece here. Pop that like that. Arms are good. This is good. We'll at least try to get this so it like looks right. That would be nice. But yeah, I'm going to have to do some gluing and like try to assemble this right later. But this is basically how it's supposed to look. Oh yeah, and then I can do this like this and this like this. So the hinge part here, there's a little piece here that broke. That's the hinge that lets this open and close. But let's be real. If I was going to display this kit, it would be like this. It would be this version of it. Because this version of it is incredible. Because it's just like, what am I looking at here? So, this would be the way I would do it anyway if I was going to display this kit. It would be with the big claws and the shield or the cover in the front. And then the head you just have to take off and put somewhere else. So, that's fun. But yeah, I will try to fix this clip a little bit. I don't know how I'm going to be able to do that, but I'll try. The Gundam they let the new kid pilot. Yes. I think one of the crypto mentioned was called Pancake Swap. Sure it was. I don't know. It's all bad. Anyway, that's this kit, and we're going to start a new one here in a second. The Raphael Gundam. And there we go. This is a cool, weird kit. Again, I mentioned it is available on for pre-order again on Premium Bandai's site, and I would recommend it. I did just kind of mess it up, but other than that, it has been a very cool kit to work on, and I have enjoyed my time with it, so I would say it was worth it if you are looking to pick up a model kit and spend some money on something that's cool. I would say it's pretty neat. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to switch over now. It's time to start working on the Raphael. That. So the Raphael is a kit. You're more of a Donatello fan. I understand. I hear you. The Raphael Gundam. This is a kit from 2010. It is a nonsense kit with it's got a backpack / shoulders that makes it look like a hat, and that's nonsense. Oh yeah, does it come with its own like kind of stand to help support it? Yes, I believe this is a clear stand that it comes with. That's nice. Good colors here for the big armor piece there. I get to keep the like white is white and purple I use black on because it does have a very shiny, nice purple to it and some red. Good colors on this kit. I'm going to do a little bit of a getting set up here on my my shelves here so that I can pull these sprues out when I need them. So we'll get that ready here. But then we'll just get into building this kit from 2010, which like pretty excited about. Pretty excited about working on here. This is E. All right. It's very different going from a model kit like this, which was from 2010, going from a kit from 2022, technically built in 2021, but not released till 2022. Going from a kit from 2022 to a kit from 2010, like a bunch of stickers, still the same, but the plastic just feels different. Maybe not bad, but it does feel different. Plenty of polycaps, as always. Every kit's going to have a lot of fucking polycaps. TMNT robot modes. Yeah, I think they've done, like, robotic action figures. I don't know if they were, like, model kits. I don't think they've ever done, like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle model kits. But they've done a bunch of, like, them as robots. Like, that is definitely a thing that has happened. I don't have a specific memory of those because I didn't build them. But, yeah, so this is the Raphael. This is from Gundam 00 Awakening of the Trailblazer. And you can kind of see, like, look at this nonsense. Look at the size of this kit, and then it's just like, yeah, and then you just got, like, a big backpack with, like, big weapons on it. This is a kit that, like, I have coveted for quite some time. And I finally got it for a reasonable price because it is expensive. Again, in 2010, the instructions here are going to have all Japanese, no like quick little information. It looks like the parts on the shoulders here can come off and then clip on if you want them like separate. The stand is for like separating parts of the pieces off and put them on their own thing. But then this is going to need a regular stand because there's no way this thing is going to hold up on its own. So, which is fine. I'm okay with that. And then, look at this. I love this. Ads for other kits on this line. You don't see that these days. The Reborn's Gundam. That is a cool one. Yeah, I like that. I like ads for other Gundams that you don't have. You should get those. Yes, I do know Donatello there was a robot turtle. Donatello did about a robot turtle named Metalhead. Oh God, it's always a weird thing to go back to these old kits because it's just like, wait, this polycap is 2008, which is a lot of these polycaps came on there. So this same polycap group would be for like the whole damn line. But yeah, like, it's not going to take much to build. These high grades are going to be like, this is the only thing you can get of this kit. And the Escapist, like, high grade is just like, took me like 2 weeks to build. This is going to be like, this will still be a couple streams, but it won't be as difficult to do. Certainly. I mean, there'll be stuff to it, but it's not going to be like, oh God, what did I get myself into? Mostly it's going to be like, I don't understand what these instructions are telling me to do here. Like, I'm just like, oh, I can't. I'm having issues with, like, what does this mean? And then I'll figure it out. But it's still the same building process. It's still going to be the same kind of, like, kit that we're assembling here. But yeah, this plastic feels like this kit is from 2010. Like, it just has an age to it. Now, I should be clear about this because people ask me sometimes. I can't tell you if this particular model kit actually is from the year 2010 or if this was a later reissue. I never have that information for you, friends. I can't tell you that. I can tell you that this design is from 2010, and I can tell you that this kit was shrink wrapped, which makes me believe that it was sitting in a hobby shop for many years. It is not like a recent import or something. I feel like this is one of those kits that, like, somebody started just putting up their back inventory on Amazon. That's what this kit feels like. And I'm pretty good at kind of like vibing those out and feeling those out these days. I've gotten pretty good at that. So that is what this kit feels like. I can't say 100% certainty that's what this kit is, but at the very least, even if this was a release in like 2014, it's still a 2010 design. But this plastic fucking feels old, so I'm gonna believe that it is as old as it says. But yeah, sometimes it's like new, like it's new to you. But we've got some time left in the stream as I'm working on this new kit. Talk to you about some stuff here. Is there anything else that we haven't talked about? I guess I'm gonna talk about I don't know if I'm going to talk about the two anime that I usually that I would have talked about today, and then also the 3 shows that I would have talked about this weekend. I don't know if I'm going to do all of them. I think I'll do like one of the two. Either I'll talk about Call of the Night or Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting, along with the 3 I normally talk about on the weekend: Phantom of the Idol, Teppen, Laughing Till You Cry, and Black Summoner. And the other one I'll talk about on Monday. I think that's how I'm going to handle this. What you were thinking about probably, Lasper says, probably aren't model kits. This is probably just Ninja Turtle mech things. Oh yeah, this is just like Ninja Turtle mech action figures. Yeah. Well, like you might have gotten confused with the like that interesting line of Figure-Rise kits, which is the Bandai like figure kits that are like the big like amplified, which just means like we went buck wild with it. Like there's a Batman one, and there's like there's gonna be a few other, or there's some Digimon ones where they're just like, hey, this is not show accurate. We just like had a good time making it. We just like went silly with it. That might be what you're thinking of, like those lines, but that ended up not being the case. Yeah, so Saturday I'll talk about that anime stuff. Video game wise, I'm gonna check out Power Washing Simulator, the new update for Power Washing Simulator. I'll certainly be endeavoring to see what is up with that because I'm certainly interested in finding out. So I'll be checking that out, and of course I'll talk to you about that on Saturday. Saturday I'm going to be filming the next Pat Bear's Anime Club because that is fun for me to do. And I will be talking about all of the isekai out this season and if I'm watching it or not. So that'll be Saturday. I'll be preparing the images of that tomorrow during Jeff Gersman's stream because that is fun for me to, because I am a mod for Jeff, but also Bryn / aka Brinty is like a very good mod for the streams. So half the time she's on it before I can even think about getting helping out. I mostly just keep up with when Jeff plays a bunch of games. I try to do my best of like updating the game that he's currently playing. I'm pretty good about that, about finding the games and putting in the right thing. And then theoretically tomorrow evening, yes, Lord Crash and Bryn would call in to the Giant Bomb Aftermath, and it is a mod in both the Discord and Jeff's Discord and the streams. Bryn, at Bryn there on there. And let's see, yeah. So I believe tomorrow evening I'm gonna get some D&D in. I will miss watching SmackDown, but I will be done in time for Rampage. So I'll be able to watch Rampage. I guess we could say congratulations to Swerve and Keith Lee. Keith Lee is an AEW champion. They won the tag belts. Keith Lee also going through some personal stuff with close friends and being in a rough spot there. So we wish him all the best. But yeah, Keith Lee is a champion in AEW. Do I want him in the tag division? Not particularly. Am I happy that he has won the big belt? Yes, I am happy that he is a champion. Keith Lee should be a champion. He's incredible. And the big guy, little guy dynamic works well. And Swerve is great. They're both great on the mic. I think that is fantastic. Yeah, I was not expecting them to win. I was honestly expecting... genuinely, I thought it was going to be Team Taz, because that would make some sense if Team Taz had belts. Because it would be very funny for Ricky to be like, "Oh, I have 2 belts now," and everybody like, "No, you don't. It's not. We don't acknowledge that. This is a company that acknowledges a dozen belts from other promotions, but nobody acknowledges the FTW belt." Hey, Bobby, saying turning in late, just got back from an improv show. Hell yeah. Well, welcome. Happy to have you here. We finished up the Aesculapius kit, and now we're working on the Raphael Gundam, which is from 00 Trailblazers. It is a kit from the year 2010, and it feels like it. But right now I'm working on the arms. We start with the chest. This kit does not do chest. No, it does. It does chest, head, and then arms. It is a traditional Gundam build for a high grade. Very old school. Lord Crash says, you no longer have to say the name of the kit. Yes, the Aesculapius, I never have to say it again until people ask, hey, what was that kit you built that had like a Zegok on top of it? And then I'll have to remember how to say it. But yeah, my next, it's not difficult. The Asmodee is not a hard one. That is from the mobile game for Iron-Blooded Orphans, Erd. That is the Asmodee is like, it's not hard to say, but that is the one that I'm like, that's not from the anime, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to say that right, but I do an okay job with it. Those are 3, right? Yeah. PC 3. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to need those there. We got to build the parts here to connect our arms. So we'll get that in. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Yeah, as far as AEW stuff goes, happy. Like I said, I think I would have, if I was going to guess. Okay, so I wasn't expecting the Bucks to lose the belts purely because I was expecting a Bucks versus FTR for all of the belts, since FTR has 3 championships right now. So I was expecting them to face the Bucks so they could have 4. It wouldn't be for all the belts, but wouldn't for the AEW belts. I was expecting that. We didn't get that. and that was weird. I'm on the backyard map in the PWS, and the rock pond area is still a pain in the butt. Oh yes, that rock pond. They made it quote unquote better. It's still not great. Lord Crashing is playing Power Washing Simulator. This is a great time to ask. What are y'all watching? What are you playing? What are you into right now? What's got you excited in entertainment? I do love hearing from y'all about that kind of stuff. I've been talking about what I've been playing. I am going to probably, it won't be till Sunday, maybe Saturday, before the stream starts. I'm going to start working on the last Call BBS, the only model kit that I haven't built yet. I'm going to do that at some point because I want to build those model kits. But that's about it as far as like what I've got going on as far as entertainment wise. I'm trying to catch up on wrestling and all that. Bucks challenging the next top contenders to duck FTR and then losing is funny though. I do like that. Yes, them skipping FTR and then still losing the titles is funny. But maybe it's just freeing them up so FTR. Yeah, I mean FTR should be next in line there. At some point, they're going to have to lose some of those belts. I assume the New Japan ones are the ones they're going to lose first. That's just my guess, based on no real information, just my hunch. Because the AAA ones they can keep for a really long time because it doesn't matter to AAA. AAA, I think, is very happy to have FTR hold those belts on AEW, and the Ring of Honor belts, they could lose. I don't think they're going to. But yeah. The achievement for the first job, the van, is to only use the red tiny stream nozzle on it. Okay. Yeah. Lord Crashing has been talking about how they have achievements for Power Washing Simulator. And some of them are like, doing tasks in weird ways, which is like, fine, but not really anything I've never interested in that. Like I'm never ever interested in only use this tool to wash it. Wash it this weird way. That's never a thing that I'm like, ooh, yeah, can't wait to do that. My understanding that AAA doesn't really, I mean, Lashbrook, particularly the tag belts. The tag belts aren't like something that within the divisions there that people are like, there aren't a lot of like AAA tag teams that are like pissed off. I'll say that. It seems like. And again, this is I don't really know, but it seems that way. But I hope they defend those belts more than anything. You want people to defend the belts. When you have a belt, you want to see title defenses. I've been okay. Sorry, Bobby says I've been up in some improv and I started playing Vampire Survivors recently. It makes for a good podcast game. Yes, I it's not for me, but I do appreciate it. The 95% completion without finishing an item is the weirdest achievement. Yes, the idea that you can do 95% of a job without finishing any job, it feels like a thing that you'd have to look up a guide on how to do, and that feels antithetical to the whole process. Antithetical to the whole process. That's a hard word to say. I am panel lining this before I put them in because I feel like it'll be harder to do after I put it in. So I'm just doing it beforehand. And then we'll put these in here. But I haven't panel lined anything else on this kit yet. I was just going to do this first. And I think I screwed up where these go. So I've got to do that. No, that doesn't look right. Let me try it this way. No, that also doesn't look right. The skate park seems like the best area for that. Yeah, I can see the skate park being the best area because it is such a wide area. It's hard. I would say it's hard to do like the park 95% of like the benches though. Okay, so why is this being weird? How am I doing these wrong? Is it supposed to be like this? This is always fun when you're like, I actually don't know how this is supposed to look. because I'm not super familiar with this kit. So it's like, am I doing this right? Am I doing it wrong? Is this how it's supposed to look? It doesn't look right, but it also is the only way this works, so I guess I'm doing it right. But that is the problem when you deal with a kit that you are not super familiar with. But there are some color photos in here, so I guess I could just like try to look at this. Oh yeah, these don't. Okay, yeah, these little vents don't look the way I would design it, so that's why I was like, this doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right. Anyway, is there anything else I want to talk to, like, that I'm like, oh, I gotta talk to y'all about this stuff? Not really. Looking forward to Saturday, streaming again. I enjoy streaming and y'all watching. That's very nice. So we'll be doing more of it. Today was, like I said, today was a long day. I had some work to do, and then also some weird stuff happened. So I didn't get to watch the anime I wanted to watch. That is a problem when it's like both of the shows that I would talk about today are Thursday releases. This is a weird thing because, like, Overlord is a show that comes out on Tuesday, but I'm not talking about Overlord like every week because I'm not going to watch it every single week, because it's like every season feels like the season I give up on that show, because it's just all the characters are so unlikable. They always have been, but, well, the only characters that are likable get murdered throughout the course of the series. So murdered or subjugated in a way that I'm like, I might be done. So I'm always like, I might be done with the show. Which is fun because for some people, it's like the thing they've been looking forward to the most this season is more Overlord. But for me, I'm like, all right. I guess I'll watch. I'm kind of feeling about that way this season, though. There's some stuff that I think is really good, but there's a lot of stuff that I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll watch that. I guess I'm interested. But that might just be like a vibe I've got going right now. Hey friends, there are days that are easier than other days. I'm doing okay, but like, yeah. So sometimes I'm just like, I'm doing my best, as best I can. But yeah, there are days that are not as. There are days that aren't awesome. I'll say that. Let's put a backpack on this. Let's finish. Let's get the backpack on here, and then the top part here, and then we will call the stream once we do that. But yeah, I'm hanging in there, and I hope you all are too. Things can be weird out there, but I hope everyone's doing okay. Let's get that on, and then 14 and 7. Once again, these parts feel wonky. They just feel old. They're not bad. They don't feel bad, but it's just like, it is the thing, like, very noticeable, the age of this kit. Very much feels of its time. The plastic, particularly. But it should come together pretty easy. And the majority of our stream, or our stream time, our build time, is going to be figuring out how to, like, put this whole thing together and build all the shoulders. And I'm going to have to get my stand out. My stand that currently has a kit on it, I'm going to have to, like, pull that off and put that in so that I can use that stand for this. All right, so this looks like this here. And then that goes into here. Yep. All right. So I got another in there, and then there's a back part that needs to go on here. A3. But yeah. So Saturday stream, working on continue to work on this model kit, hanging out with all of you, talking about some anime. Hopefully there'll be other things we can chat. Here's the thing I look forward to. I'm going to try to find fun things to talk about. Instead of just like me being mad at companies making terrible decisions, or people asking me questions that, like, why would you ask me those things? I'm hoping to have, like, fun things, like fun stories to talk about. I think that would be nice if I could do that. If I could have fun things to talk about on stream on Saturday, that would be pretty cool. So I'll do my best. That's what the internet's about. Yeah, I know, but what if we could be positive? So I'll try to find some stuff because I feel like tonight was like a lot of like mini rants from your friend Pat, and I don't need to be doing that all the damn time. I can just do that some of the time, but I don't need to be ranting all over the place. I can just rant a little bit here and there. So I'll try to posy it up. Try to have some positive vibes. Let's just panel line this. Panel line that part. Hit these back here. I do like this bright purple. Bright purple is very good looking. I think that is excellent. Good color to this. So we'll just quickly panel line all this and then hit it with the eraser. Clean it all up. Actually, I'm going to use tissue for this because it's in a way that the tissue will be better than I just happen to have one that I haven't used for anything. I can rant about all the shitty politicians in Ohio that try to downplay the really bad story caused by their abortion bill. Yeah, hey, I mean, obviously this stream supports a woman's right to choose, and in general, and then also in general, folks that have uteruses and may become pregnant. We clearly support them as well. Also, all style of folks and all of that. Healthcare is a right. All of those things are true, and I do support them clearly. But also, yeah, we're just like, people are fucking up so goddamn bad and making life tough for a lot of people. It's hard not to want to just like not talk about that shit if you can't. But for some people, it is unavoidable to be dealing with that stuff. So we just support and we understand. All right. We are now, this whole chess piece is done, and we are ready to take a photo of it so that I can post that photo after the stream is done. So we'll get a photo of that chess piece done. Great. And now what's going to happen is we're going to wrap things up. That's going to be the end of our stream. Thanks everybody for hanging out tonight. We are going to raid, because that is how we end every stream, is with a raid. We're going to go hang out with somebody in the community and see what they're doing. A friend of mine, who is doing some kind of stream. We'll go hang out with them, because that's how we end every stream. So I hope you come along on this raid as we go and see what people are up to and what people are doing. Who is Let's see who's doing stuff. All right, we are gonna go raid Wiggins. We haven't raided Matt in a while. Matt is playing Red Dead Redemption 2, which is fun. So we're gonna go raid. Matt and see how that goes for him. Thank you everybody so much for spending some time with me tonight. I hope you have a great time. I hope you come back on Saturday. If you came in because of a raid, go ahead and hit that follow button so you know when I'm streaming next. We are going to go raid Matt Wiggins, who again is he's literally right now just trying to get Red Dead Redemption 2 to run, which is funny. So we're going to go see how he does there. Thanks so much for being here. Have a great night, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.